Welcome back to Born to Brawl, the channel where we bring you the most brutal knockouts, wildest fights, and jaw-dropping combat sports moments from around the world. Today, we've got a special one for you. In boxing, confidence is key. You have to believe you're the best when you step into the ring. But sometimes confidence goes too far. Sometimes fighters get cocky, they dance, they taunt, they drop their hands, they smirk at their opponents, thinking they're untouchable. And that's when karma hits hard. In this episode, we're counting down some of the most savage moments when cocky boxers got a massive slice of humble pie. Moments when showboating led to brutal knockouts, shocking upsets, or humiliating defeats. Strap in. This is Born to Brawl, and you're about to see why the fight game always punishes arrogance. Let's kick things off with Ricardo Mayorga versus Vernon Forrest in 2003. Mayorga was a walking, talking chaos machine. He smoked cigarettes at press conferences, insulted his opponents, and fought like he had zero fear. Vernon Forrest, on the other hand, was a calm, technical master who had just beaten Shane Mosley twice. In the ring, Mayorga taunted Forrest, dropping his hands and waving him in, daring him to land. And then, in a shocking twist, Mayorga was the one who unleashed the bomb, knocking Forrest out and stunning the boxing world. Here, the cocky fighter won. But even fans watching knew. One day, that style was going to backfire hard. Next up, the King of Flash, Prince Naseem Hamed. Prince Naseem was one of the most exciting fighters of the 90s. Electric footwork, crazy head movement, hands by his sides, and knockout power. But in 2001, he ran into Marco Antonio Barrera, a no-nonsense, disciplined Mexican warrior. Hamed showboated as usual, trying to bait Barrera into mistakes. But Barrera stayed focused, calmly breaking Hamed down over 12 rounds. By the final bell, Hamed's smile had disappeared. He tasted his first defeat and never fought again at the top level. It was a classic reminder: flashy moves won't save you when you're up against someone who's all business. Now let's talk about one of the most famous moments in boxing history. Roy Jones Jr. versus Antonio Tarver, 2004. Roy Jones Jr. was a generational talent, lightning-fast reflexes, incredible speed, untouchable in his prime. But his cockiness was legendary. He'd dance, stick his chin out, and keep his hands low. Against Tarver, Jones thought he could pull off the same tricks. But in round two, Tarver landed a perfect left hook that dropped Jones flat. Just like that, the magic ended. Fans were shocked. Even legends can get humbled when they forget the basics. Another unforgettable example, Adrian Broner versus Marcos Maidana, 2013. Broner was hyped as the next Floyd Mayweather. He copied Floyd's shoulder roll, the trash talk, the bravado, but lacked Floyd's discipline. Against the rugged Marcos Maidana, Broner's cocky attitude turned into a nightmare. Maidana dropped him twice and punished him over 12 brutal rounds. By the end, Broner wasn't dancing. He was staggering, holding on, and leaving the ring in tears. Maidana didn't just win, he embarrassed him. Let's jump to the British scene. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Wanik Audijan, 2021. Eubank Jr. is known for his flashy style, cocky grins, posing in the ring, taunting his opponents. Against Audijan, Eubank danced and smiled while landing sharp punches. But in the end, Audijan retired on his stool, unable to continue. Sometimes showboating is just that, show. But sometimes it's a dangerous game, and one bad moment can flip the script. Now here's one of the wildest knockouts you'll ever see. Showtime's Shawn Porter versus Eric Bone. Porter is usually a respectful, aggressive fighter. But in this bout, Bone started clowning, sticking out his tongue, mocking Porter's attacks. Big mistake. Porter turned up the heat, and in the later rounds, he smashed Bone with a brutal shot, sending him crashing to the canvas. Cocky antics, instantly erased. And who could forget James Lights Out Tony versus Roy Jones Jr., 1994? Tony was undefeated, known for his slick defense and trash talk. But against Jones, Tony got a masterclass. Jones humiliated Tony with speed, movement, and sharp counters, handing him his first loss and making him look foolish in front of the world. Sometimes the best way to humble a cocky fighter isn't with a knockout, it's with pure domination. Boxing is a sport where confidence is everything, but arrogance? That's a different story. Over the years, we've seen time and time again that the fight game has no mercy for cocky fighters who forget to respect their opponents. At Born to Brawl, we live for these moments. The humbling knockouts, the dramatic upsets, and the brutal reminders that no one is untouchable. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Born to Brawl, and hit the bell so you never miss another adrenaline-fueled fight breakdown. And remember, in this game, it's not about how much you can talk, it's about how much you can take. See you next time.